Hello, everyone. I'm just fired up because we got so much recognition. Cannot even describe to you what's going on. The Dreamers in Action team, I just got to just shout this out. What the heck? You guys were popping crystal directors like crazy. Tina Burns and Jen Tudor, you hit the second to highest leadership level in the company. Crystal manager, Christina Blackwell. Consultants blowing it out. Leah Miller, Barbara Smith, Andrew Bowen, Brianni Beloki, Maria Christina Valle, Darcy Brockmeyer, Pam Peterson, Elizabeth Martin, Linda Paulus, Gloria Lamarck, Jill LaForte, and Michelle Wallweber. Way to go. I mean, this list of top enrollers, I should get a Lossinger. Tina Burns, Claire Ebby, Leah Miller, Sandra Duyson, Rob Huddleston, Michelle Bixler, Jennifer Tudor, Deanne Palmatier-Mann, Cindy Pedrati, Linda Paulus, Jason Little, B. Susan Celeste, Gloria Lamarck, Janet Seller, Christina MacArthur, Michelle Wallweber, Ann Johnson, Kim Slayton, Kisa Maxwell, Jenny Thompson, Ben Schlilt, Natalie Magana, Barbara Smith, Pam Peterson, Shanna Coinson, Laura Laurie, Vibes by SQ, Sean ST, Susanna Spino, Chris Marshall, Anna Bartman, Lane Smith, Mitesh Bai, Raval, Kathy Drenick, Andrew Bowen, Brianni Dene, Gina Rubelino Kalinsky, Arlette McNair, Jill LaForte, Misty Little, Kristen Arena, and Jamie Worth. What the world? Dreamers in Action. You're rocking it out. Team win. We're talking crystal managers like whoa, Kelly Ballard, Cindy Lynn, Joanna Self, Nancy Aldrich, Somay Ningor, Jessica Stanley, Yana Hart. Managers, Dr. Heidi Pendleton, Mike Hernandez. Top enrollers. And I'm going to just honor the fact that this goes from 8 enrollments for our girl, Nikki Rempel, who just does not stop, down to 3 enrollments. So this is 3 to 8 enrollments. Pretty awesome. Closed out our promo week. Diana out in Arizona, I saw. Marie Vincent, Janelle Kelly, Ann White, Brooke Feely, Jackie Kirby, Christy LeBlanc, Darla Riley, Misty Shine, Karen Brown, Jessica Stanley, Haley Davis, Charlene Betts, Joanna Self, Melissa Vanderham, Cecilia Chavez, Felicia Dufresne, Anna Adkinson, Ashley Capolina, Holly Kirsch, Summer Meyer, Erica Rothenberger. What a week. Incredible, you guys. So impressed. Lauren, I know this is a huge deal. Your team, my team, we had humongous weeks. Closed out that promo like, whoa. I think now talking about just something encouraging, Lauren, when you shared with me what Laura Laurie's doing, it's always like, there's this where's Waldo concept of like, where's Waldo? Where's Laura Laurie? Because she's always crushing it. There's always a story about how this woman is showing up with profound wisdom. And I know tonight, cannot wait for everybody to hear what you were sharing with me earlier. Lauren, let me turn it over to you.
Thanks, girls. So you guys know that we do our team calls together and we think we have an agenda, but then if something amazing comes up, we just want to pivot. So I was driving home this afternoon and I called Jessica and I said, hey, can we insert a success story real quick after recognition? Because I was just flabbergasted of what's happening. She's like, absolutely. And so I'm not going to really steal the thunder because I called Laura just to congratulate her. I was super excited, just kind of watching what's happening. And I was in awe of what she responded back to me. I mean, this was unscripted. It was about 8 o'clock this morning or something. And just her heart and just her perception of this business, this profession. And I said, you got to talk about this on the team call tonight. You have to tell everybody. But what I will tell you that she's not going to tell you is that she's one of the top 50 businesses in action right now. She's coming up on her 8th anniversary, 7.5 years of consistency. This woman has the biggest heart of gold, but she makes no excuses. I've seen her literally enroll president's packs in the ER room. I've seen her move and unmove and, be doing 3-way calls while she's packing up Tupperware. I've seen her do road trips and be consistent when she's on vacation in South Carolina, when she's in Mexico. There are certain things that Laura does and where she has a lot of free time right now. And I've watched her create just a luxurious life for her family. that, she always posts on social media. She always reaches out to new people. She always does follow up. She responds back to her ATMs, and she has kept her husband's account active, and his business is absolutely taking off. And the collective income, if you guys are not really a solid executive, or you're not really a solid 2 to 3 star, this might be a little bit premature for you. We will tell you when that's the point to do that. But Jessica, I know, built 2 organizations before her reentry with her and Doug. Erica built, 2 organizations. I built 2 organizations with my husband, Ryan. And when we first tell you enroll your spouse, like put them in, keep them active, never let them go below 100 BV, keep it there. I mean, trust me, sometimes it's hard enough to get 1 account to stay at 100 BV, let alone the 2, but I'm like, we're planting for the future. This is general wealth. When we talk about legacies and what happens, then I'm just in awe. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Laura, for a second. If you could just reiterate a little bit about what has happened and what's going on in your mindset around it. I think there's value for every single person on this call.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for a lot of that. It's very, very flattering. I've said this before, but I think there's people that come to this industry and they're skilled, right? Maybe they've been in the profession a number of years, et cetera, or they come from backgrounds that they bring this skill with them. And we see kind of the glory of their very quick climb in the industry. And we see them make a lot of money pretty quickly. And that's possible for everyone. But most of us are going to have to develop the skill set around this industry. And we're going to have to learn some things. We're going to have to do a lot of personal development and grow ourselves. That's a big part of getting better and better. And when I talked to Lauren at 8 o'clock this morning, or whatever silly time it was, I was drinking coffee. She was just saying she just can't believe the growth that my business has had. And I said, really what it comes down to is I see the vision of what's possible in this industry, and it's a long game. If you're here to see how much money you can make in 6 months, you're not going to see it. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to leave. It's really about learning how to weather those ups and downs in our business, because they come. They're going to happen. And many times we get started and we're super excited. We enroll people, we rank advance, we hit a lot of those upfront bonuses. And then as the build continues, we get discouraged, or maybe things aren't going as quickly as we'd like. And really being able to weather those ups and downs and seeing the long game, the big picture of what is possible for you and for your family. When I said I was going to do this, I was going to do this for the rest of my life. Like, I wasn't going to put my toe in for 6 months and say, I hope this works. Like, I was determined that this was a solution for my family financially forever. And so I was going to weather the ups and downs, and I was going to treat it like a business. So any of you who have a business or work in corporate America or anything, you have to show up every single day if you want to get paid. And it's exactly the same thing here. You have to consistently show up every single day, the days you don't want to, and the days it's really fun. And that's where you're going to have the success, that perseverance, that consistency to just keep showing up and seeing the vision of where this is going to take you. And that was really what I was saying to Lauren. I just see so many people pull themselves out of the game when things get a little bit difficult, or they're not having the success that they maybe had up front, or they hit some speed bumps, that they just quit before they really see the long vision of where this can take you. And I'm just so incredibly grateful that my husband was my first customer, and that we love Isagenix products, not just the collagen, because we have ordered 100 BV for 7.5, almost 8 years under his account, and his right leg is blown out. So it's given us a great opportunity to really build his business. And I'm just incredibly grateful for great advice, great leaders, and yeah, listen to your leaders. They'll always steer you right.
You guys, in the last little bit, I'll just tell you, because she's being super, super humble. But yes, if you order more than 100 BV, you should put a 1 in the chat, right? Just if you order personally more than 100 BV, put a 1 in the chat. I mean, when I think about, if we're ordering collagen, if we're ordering onyx, we're ordering shakes, we want seasonals, we're doing cleanses. I mean, for me, I order hundreds of BV. And so you can divide this up smarter, right? And that's why we often say there's no point in running anything else more than 100 BV in your account, and divide that up, with your spouse or a child or whatever that looks like. So Laura and Keith are avid product users. She orders Rejuvenity, they have shakes, Ionix, cleanse, collagen elixirs, whatever that may look like. And so they've just been depositing in his account for so long, ordering the 100 BV, letting it bank. You guys, our volume never flushes. So for 7 years, weekly volume that has been sitting there. In the beginning of this year, we said, it's go time, right? When the collagen came, I said, you're ready. You're going to create a whole new leg. We're going to run. And her husband's business, which is now at a 2-star, Silver Circle, is not paid as executive, but a 2-star. Right, Laura's business is a 4-star. You start to combine this income, she's at a 5-star, right? Like Laura's on the cusp of 5-star, like he's going to be pushing for a 3-star, and you start to think about what that is. For those of you that don't know the cycles, 2-star is 20 to 39, right? 4-star is 40 to 59. I'm sorry, 60 to 99. That you start adding those up. And one of the generous things about our company is you get to build 2 positions. You can build a spouse center. That is not the case in other companies. So for a reason, 855 million, that Isagenix is so generous that we're going into the holidays, and she's texting me last night when the back office closes that, I mean, the income that her husband's business is what Laura had to get to in order to do this full time when she walked away from her VP. And now that the other business is doing it, this is what we talk about, a legacy and freedom and fulfillment and the impact. But she's dipped in. She's definitely, you know, deposited a lot to now be making those withdrawals, and it's so dang exciting. So I'm so proud of you. Jess, I'm good unless you got anything you want to add in there or say, babe.
I love it. I am so proud of you. And that is just it's such a great story and of encouragement for so many of us. I'll tell you what, doubling down is brilliant. And you know, you triple what you're earning in this company. And that's just one simple way. You don't leave a dollar on the table. So one of the topics that we want to talk about, and really, Lauren, there's almost no one better in the company to address this, is really building through the holidays. And I want to just share a quick anecdote. And Lauren and I both enrolled around the same time, 2013, the very end. So the first thing I want to point out to you is that some of the greatest leaders in this company enroll in the 4th quarter. And if you, I mean, I could make you a very long list. I'll start with Jannie Elo. I'll say Lauren, Laura Stevens, Tanya Kirkpatrick. So many people that I can describe to you: Trudy Maples, Adrian McGovern, Denise Wiggins. So many that you other leaders that people know from stage enrolled in the 4th quarter. And what that should mean to you is that people are out there right now who could rise to the very tippy top of this company and blow it up. And there's definitely a time in your life, a season where you may relax and just say, hey, it's not my time. And that's fine. But I will tell you, at Kathy Cooper's home on Friday night, me and a number of our team leaders made a commitment to Jim and Kathy that we were going to disrupt the stories that people have told themselves that became truth. And actually, it's quite false. And what I will say is that there are people who believe, they've told themselves, they've heard other people say that the 4th quarter is slow in Isagenix. And here's what I want to just describe to you. Not only did Lauren enroll in the 4th quarter, in December, because no one told her that December was slow in this company, enrolled 42 people. And so when you take something that someone told you and you completely upend it, it no longer becomes a truth. And so I just want to really address that with you, Lauren, and just talk about, you know, how in the world did you enroll 42 people in December, a month where traditionally, I remember Travis Garza looking at you and going, Lauren, December is supposed to be slow. It was the president of global sales for Isagenix at the time. Lauren, December is supposed to be a slow month for Isagenix. You enrolled 42 people. 42 people. Many people don't enroll 42 people in 3 Januaries, and you enrolled 42 in the month of December. And I would love you to share with people how you did it. What your thoughts?
So I honestly, I was trying to think about this. I knew we were going to talk about it. This is my notes for the calls, you guys. It's just like very few bullets. I'm like, hopefully you remember these few things. But what I also want to share is I have Jessica Rigner as like the best running mate and accountability partner. And Jannie pushed us hard together. So, I mean, there was definitely a month that I probably was at like 35 people and Jess was at 38. If in December, I like happened to get lucky that month and have like the one extra enrollment. But Jannie would message me and just say, Jessica just put in her 5th value pack. And I'd be like, what? You know, like I only have 3 premium packs, you know? And I was like, I'm not working hard enough. And the goal was never, how can I be better than Jessica? What happened is I said, oh my gosh, if she can do it, I can do it, right? Like I'm not talking to enough people. You guys think I'm joking, but I'm not. And Jessica will tell you, there was times because I was so afraid to go into my warm market in the very beginning. I thought the doctors were going to fire me. All the gyms I worked out were going to fire me if I was recruiting the members. I mean, I was horrified. I was not posting on social media. I will tell you that, because I literally thought I was going to lose my job. And when I was starting to think, like, I don't know about friends and family and where this is going to come from, I mean, Jessica would help me brainstorm, and she would say, okay, well, where do people go if they need protein shakes? And I would hang out in the aisle of Whole Foods. I would go to like natural grocers, like Vitamin Cottage. This is how bad I wanted this, and like pretend to be shopping, and then drop like my nutrition jargon on them when they were looking at like protein shakes. I was like, actually, I use something and I can show you how to get it at a wholesale price, right? And then I would pretend to leave and I would like come back. I mean, I was like a little vulture in like supplement stores, but that's how bad I wanted it. But what I was saying about Jess is we were accountability partners, and we really, really pushed each other. I mean, we had huge goals, and we were going for St. Thomas at the time. You know, we were in the leadership pools, and we were so laser focused on our why. We were so laser focused on what this was doing for us. There wasn't any other noise. And if you want to have 40 enrollments in a month, right, you want to max out the director pools and the executive pools. You want to max out the, 3 to 4 star pool or the 6 star and above pool, and whatever that looks like. To some extent, there has to be sacrifice. Now, Jess and I still went to holiday parties, right? We still probably did, cookie exchanges and toy parties and dressed up and did all of the things, but not every day. And so what happens right now is, oh, no one's going to buy a cleanse in December. I was like, well, let's just get started in January. And that's great if you want to do that. But I talked to a girl today who's fallen out of executive, and I was giving her a map to back to executive. When does the November commission week end? Does anybody know? Put it in the chat if you know when the November commission month ends. Meaning you better be at whatever rank you want to be at by December. If you know the date, good job. Whoever just put that in there, right? I mean, like, this is the last week, right? So I said, okay, well, she goes, by NYK, I'll be back to executive. And I said, girlfriend. And I said, no, you're going to do it by Sunday. And she's like, why Sunday? And I said, because December has some of the highest shares in the leadership pools, because people check out. And I said, while everybody else is sledding and making cookies, you're going to sweep through and grab some serious money in the leadership pools, but you better get back by Sunday, right? And so this was our mentality. Like, Jess and I both didn't leave a penny on the table, and not because we're greedy, but because if they're going to offer it for us, we saw it as a disservice if we didn't grab every penny. We are so grateful for what the Cougars have given us that we wanted to give everything we could to show back how grateful we were for this opportunity. So I'm gonna, in no specific order, and Jess and I are gonna piggyback a little bit and chime in, kind of give you some of those tips. And Jess, when somebody speaks here, pops up in your head and you're like, wait, I want to talk about this, interrupt me, talk over me. We're gonna have a little bit of a, banter here. But one of the very first things I'll tell you that Jess and I both did is we're incredibly goal oriented. And there's a lot of people that don't want to write down the goals, right? As quickly as you write down your goal, you're like, what if I don't hit it, right? Oh, I hate to track goals because it's really deflating. Or, oh my gosh, I feel like a failure if I don't hit those goals. I remember listening to Eric Worre. He, talked about stretch goals. Whatever you thought you could do, like 10x it, double it. And that was your goal, because you might not hit it, but you were going to supersede staying in your comfort zone. So there's a lot of people right now that are like, oh, I want to enroll a couple people a month. Right? Or even double pips. Hey, I want to enroll a couple people this week. I want to get double pips. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you want to rise to the top of this company, you want to max out those pools. I mean, we were setting goals to literally enroll 5 to 10 people a week. And then we were figuring it out, reverse engineering. How many people do we have to talk to? How many presentations do we have to do? But we set those goals. And so I want to ask you all right now, if you're committed, when we go into the December month, right, when we're crushing fourth quarter, if you are committed to writing out your goals and sending them to somebody who is not an enabler partner, who is not a cheerleader, but an actual accountability partner, I want you to put a 2 in the chat. And then I want you to write the name of the person you're going to text, right? Like, who's going to hold you accountable? Because here's what I can tell you Jessica never did. I never said, oh my gosh, it's really busy and it's just not going to happen this week. I thought this girl was going to enroll, but I went to the Bronco game. And Jessica would never have said, yeah, you're right. It's not your week. Don't worry about it. Go have fun at the Bronco game. Next week isn't next week. That would never have happened. Jessica would have been like, hey, this is what we said we're going to do. How can I help you? Who are we getting on the phone with? Let's do some 3-way calls. This is what you said you were going to do. At the time, the executive pools, the executive one-star pools, they capped at 5,000. She'd be saying, what are your shares? What are your shares? I didn't even understand the pools. And she would help me. And she was like, dude, right now you're at like $1,800. If you do X, Y, Z, you're going to get $5,000. I mean, she held a mirror up to my face of what was so possible. There was no room to like, okay, I'll just take the week off and go to the Bronco game. I mean, I was like, I'm going to stay up till midnight right now if I have to. I'm going to hold myself accountable because we set really audacious goals. We had Janie holding us accountable. We held each other accountable. When I tell you I had goals, people thought it was nuts. They would come to my house and I had sticky notes on the fridge, sticky notes on my car, sticky notes on my mirror. They were like, what is all this stuff that says 20 cycles? Like, what is all this that is like 2-star all over your house? Like, what are these little notes you have all over? I mean, I was so focused. So that's my first point, Jess. Anything you want to chime in there on goals or what you've seen or for yourself and others?
I want to just echo, because what you said is really important about the December share values. If you look at if you look at October share values that we just got, just think about October, people were in action, right? We had like people getting ready for the Mexico trip. October share values, the director pool was $70.22 a share. Now imagine, guys, imagine if you had 20 shares, you'd make an extra $1,400. And that was for October. God, I mean, honestly, think about it. Lauren is so right, because you guys know the share values are determined based on how many people participate. People take their foot off the gas. That means the share values goes through the roof. And so that's why it matters. Imagine people in that director pool are getting $2,500 in December that work. That's a fact. $2,500 towards the holiday is good money. People that work are getting $5,000. They're maxing out the executive pools. So just imagine Chris or Anna or Leah, just imagine a phone call from Kathy Cooper, the owner of Isogenic, saying, you maxed out the executive pool. Here's another $5,000 on top of what you already earned. Huge. So you do what you can and you get there. If you want to be in, if you're interested in being in December pools, you got to be there at your rank. Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What a lot of people don't know is you actually do get Monday. You have to have it in by Monday before 11:59 because we don't run the reports till then. Give yourself till Sunday, set an aggressive deadline. There were a lot of people running to the last minute last night at 11:59. And guys, their system starts slowing down the closer you get. So Lauren, the only thing I'd add to you is set a goal in your mind right now that you're getting there. We have a full week to get you to the next rank, to be able to participate in the pools for the full month when the highest share values in the company. Let's do it for December.
I love it. You guys, you're going to like, literally, Jess and I are going to need cough drops to go through the recognition when we talk about the pool earnings. I mean, it's amazing. And we did it. You know, I mean, I had some of the biggest paychecks I've ever had in my life in the first month because of those the first winter because of those pools. And so when we're talking about why people are slowing down, if you're brand new, go. They are time sensitive. You know, I mean, they are time sensitive and it will change your life. I mean, there were certain things that are going to be there for the rest of my life, right? We knew that. Like, I'm always going to be able to make a snowman. I live in Colorado, but there were some times I was hitting the goals and I was not leaving that money on the table. So the first thing is to have goals. One of the things that I love to do, and we've done it now, this is going to be going into like our 9th year or whatnot, is to get creative with the products. So I would be foolish as a nutritionist and someone who has 20 years in the health and wellness industry to think people are really going to go on a diet in December, right? People are trying to maintain and not gain. They're trying to stay healthy. They're trying to manage their stress. And so we did not necessarily have a lot of people hopping in on a 30-day cleanse throughout the whole month of December, but we used the products with creative packs so that we had orders coming in and we matched the needs of the customer. So one of the ways is we got very, very creative. You can't find these in the back office. You have to use your brain, you know, repeat what we've done in the past, lean on us. But we would put like stress blasting, you know, whatever, and like a moon boosting packs together, figuring out what's 100 BB. How can we get someone to get the zinc spray, the immune booster, a thing of shakes, you know, so at least they can do like a shake a day, you know, 2 shakes a day, and ionics or something. And this was before the elixir. And there's different ways. I mean, sometimes I've seen people just do immune and they have sea light, immune booster, zinc spray, greens, and a thing of shakes, right? And it's like, here's just a system to keep you healthy. You're going to be traveling, you know, don't buy your airborne, take the zinc spray, put the immune booster in your shake every single day, double up on your vitamin C. It's the best like health insurance you can do for your body. And people would do that. If you guys think the holidays are stressful, right? Like we all have it. Like, I mean, I think about it. I'm like, oh my God, how many people are in my house? I'm like stressed, you know, would I have to bake all this stuff? I have to travel to places. You're getting on planes. Flights are going to be delayed. There's weather delays. I mean, be able to offer solutions. I mean, right now, the adaptogen elixir is a qualifying pack just within itself. Just get people in that. They can bring the little bottles everywhere they go. But if they're looking at other things, I mean, we literally would put together 2 things of Ionics, enough for them to be able to do 2 servings for the month, and 2 things of shakes. It's 100 BV. You guys, it's 100 BV, and they can literally just put nourishment in their body and take a supplement AM and PM to support their stress throughout the holidays. But this has to do with a little bit of understanding the nutrition and a little bit of conversation. So that was part of it. When we talk about maintain, not gain, part of this has to do with you living the products out loud and being able to talk about them. So I would go to parties and in natural conversation, you know, especially because I had already had a product experience. People said, how do you look good throughout the holidays? Or what are you doing? I said, oh my gosh, you know, it's amazing. I have my protein shake in the morning. I don't feel bad that I'm going to have an eggnog martini, but I still cleanse every week. And people would say, what do you mean you cleanse? And I say, build in my intermittent fasting days without fail so that I can come to the parties and not worry about it. I'm having pumpkin pancakes like everybody else, eggnog, you know, martinis, but I still cleanse. And people were interested in doing it. So they may not necessarily have a weight loss transformation, but they weren't going to gain. I mean, the average weight gain, you guys, from the holidays, from October, from Halloween to New Year's Eve, do you guys know what it is? It used to be 10 to 15 pounds. It's 15 to 25 pounds now. That is the average weight gain in like less than 3 months. I mean, that's nauseating. That takes so long for people to get off, and we can show people. And so a lot of our marketing was, you know, maintain, don't gain. Ask me questions. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we have this amazing system that will help you maintain your health, boost your immune system, and, you know, manage stress all season long. No diets, no restrictions. Let's have a chat. You know, message people. Hey, I don't know if you want to be my accountability partner through the holidays. You know, I'm committed to not gaining weight. You know, I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to have parties, but I'm going to do this intermittent fast once a week. Would you be my accountability partner? Would you do it with me? You know, and just reaching out to them and doing things like that. So Jess, chime in here a little bit before I just get too much.
So I think here's what I'll say is that, and maybe I'm crazy, but a lot of companies here are not back. And the company parties, your holiday party for your big companies, these extravaganzas that we used to see, that was a big excuse for people like, oh, my holiday Christmas party and this party. And I feel like parties are down. People are not going out the way that they used to. And I feel like people right now are willing to jump in and do an 11-day in a different way than they have been in the past. I think the 11-day is clutch for people because, hey, I might not be going to a zillion parties, but I'm heading out for New Year's Eve, or I'm going to go out for an awesome dinner with, you know, somebody that I adore. And I want to look smoking hot when I do, or I haven't been out in a long time and to a nice place and I want to just look great. I want to feel amazing. I agree with you, Lauren, that if you guys are not using, and just drop a 1 in the chat, just if you've never tried the adaptogen elixir. And then if you have been using it, just a quick sentence on what you've noticed, but I will tell you, game changer. I call it liquid zen. I feel it immediately. It takes me down from a 10 to a 6. And I'll tell you what, some days I'm like, that wasn't enough. I'm going to take a second one, right? I'm going to back to back it because it's so good. Okay. I'm going to need one right now, in fact. And so I would just tell you, adaptogen elixir right now is huge. It's a huge part of what I've started talking about. And then collagen too, because I think people like, that is such a good product for people want to look amazing. You are seeing people maybe for the first time in a while. And collagen, you guys know, double dose and mega dose of collagen, you're going to see the results really fast. And so I just tell people, you want to rock, you want to feel amazing. It's Spanx for the whole body. Adaptogen elixir, liquid zen, collagen, Spanx for the whole body.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love all of those things. And one of the things I was going to chime into next, which you just teed it up perfectly, was the 11-day shred. We did do a lot of that. And it doesn't mean you're selling a 9-day. Now, if you already have a customer, you know, who's on collagen and maybe you're enrolling the spouse or something, and they do a smaller pack. But if it's a brand new customer, I would still sell one of the 30 days. I would coach a 9-day format, right? But I would always get them into a fuller system because it's a better value. They get more supportive products, even though it's, a quicker cleanse, but then they have shakes and things to continue it to maintain those results. But just like Jess said, after Thanksgiving, there's not necessarily a party the following weekend. There's a short window of time where people could get ready for our Christmas party. Or if they want to start in the middle of December and be ready for Christmas or be ready for New Year's Eve, and talking to people about that, saying, hey, I'm going to do this quick little 11-day shred. I'm going to slip into my New Year's Eve dress, feeling so good, so sexy. Would you do it with me? I think it'd be so fun to do it together. And those little challenges are great. And then even with the current customers, not always new, one of the ways to keep your business thriving is to increase the basket order with the people you're already working with. And so if you have 50 new collagen people and they don't know anything about the nutrition, it's worth it to spend some time talking to them and saying, hey, I don't know if you saw, we're about to do this little 11-day shred. We're going to be in our little black dresses, feeling amazing on New Year's Eve. Would you do it with me? Being able to talk to them about how you're using some of the other products and transitioning the collagen people into using some of the nutrition and getting the basket order up with exactly what Jess said, the liquid Zen, with some of the immune boosters. We always talk about, if every customer was at 100 BV, right? Or imagine your downline, right? If you have a team of 100 people, 1,000 people, 3,000 people, and every single person ordered an additional 25 or 50 BV, can you just imagine what your residual income would look like? If you have all these collagen people and you get them on the adaptogen elixir and the immune booster, just think about what starts to happen to your cycle. So now everybody's stressed about money in December, and we've got people giving themselves the best promotion and the best grades ever, but it's going to go back to those goals. Are you willing to spend some time and not watch Yellowstone and message 10 people and tell them how to, take advantage of this amazing wholesale account? One of the things that I really, really wanted to chat about, and if you guys have done this or maybe even been a recipient of it, please chime in the chat. This is an amazing time to give the gift of health and to talk to people about that. So I remember, you guys, I was so bold. I wanted this so bad. And for any of you that have ever seen me train about connecting, you've heard this story, but I was literally horrified to go public because I thought I was going to get fired. And so I started going through my phone. I literally, you hear people say, like, don't prejudge. I was like, I'm calling everybody. And Jessica had great verbiage, and I was like, what am I going to call these people that I haven't talked to in forever? She's going to say, hey, I don't remember how I got your number, but you must have impressed me at one point, or we must have had a connection at one point, say I literally have been introduced to the nutritional system. It's the best thing since sliced white bread, even Uncle Jimmy's using it, or, whatever that was, and say, I'm telling everybody I know. I wanted this so bad. I ended up calling guys that I had been on one night dates with. Then they were like, now you're calling me back. But I was like, yeah, I know it didn't really work out, but do you want to buy some cookies and cream shakes, or like pumpkin spice or whatever was happening at the time. And that was the burning desire. But I called some of my friends, some of the people that told me they wanted to do this, but they couldn't afford it. I called their boyfriends. I called their husbands. I was like, you know what? Like, I know we make jokes about like not giving people the right gift. I said, you have no idea how bad your wife wants to try this. She's going to freaking go bananas when her isogenics box is underneath the Christmas tree. Like, she really does want this. I can help you order it, ship it to my house. You can come pick it up, wrap it for her. The collagen, I just had a girlfriend yesterday buy 3 because she knew it was on promo, 3 different Afterglow bundles for her 2 sisters and her mom because she loves it so much and she wants to give it to them for Christmas. Being able to be bold about what we have and market it and talk to people about it and say, we have some amazing products. Like, who in your family can be blessed with this amazing skincare? Rejuvity is going away, you guys. I'm excited about Celatol, but I'm a Rejuvity lover still at the moment, being able to put something together that's for the whole family. But the collagen, you guys, that's sexy. If someone gave me a $200 value of skincare, when I just think about some of the really, really pretty, sexy skincare, a cashmere cream and an eye cream and a lip plumper, someone gave that to me as a gift, I would be so touched. So think about where you can even order smarter in your account and give people a 10-pack. If you're going to spend money on a bottle of wine and chocolates or flowers, you can put some really cute gifts together that have collagen and isodelites on them, that have like some collagen, some elixirs. Isogenics is about to launch their cute little gift bundle, which we're going to be able to order and it ships directly for them. But have those conversations when you have some people that are loving it and say, can you imagine who you could gift the college into for Christmas? I mean, an investment in their health plus a fun little treat. Do you think your mom would want to try this? Do you think your aunt would be willing to try it and be able to give that idea? So Jess, do you have thoughts on that? Or I know you and Denise and Adrian have all been really clever with this in the past too.
Absolutely, I do. I think you should be thinking about what other products would I want to gift people. I think that's awesome. But definitely, there are so many people that I say, oh my gosh, I would love to give them some collagen. They deserve it. People that you love and care about that maybe it just wasn't on their radar screen to buy it. Maybe this is a good thing to get them an account. It's a big gift. Because let's say they're influential and networked and driven, and if they love something, they tell everyone. You could give them some collagen, get them a place in your tree, and someday they may become the next Janelle Kelly. So I think I personally think, hey, I'm going to get them a gift anyway. I'm going to buy you some Lululemon joggers because you're like my favorite cousin, but I'd rather get you collagen because it's the gift that could pay you. My husband will say the gift that keeps giving. It truly could be the gift that keeps giving. So I think that you nailed it, that there's some cute gift baskets you can put together. Also for your kids' teachers, anyone who has children in school or the people that you give gifts to. I'm sorry, but I loved when Adrian McGovern put a basket out for the delivery drivers. And it was Bias and e-shots and snacks and weigh-thins and bars. I think doing that is such a great idea. Sharing that idea with your team is brilliant. Jeffrey used to do these really cool little gift bags to give out to he owns a gymnastics studio, a dance studio. He used to give them out to parents at the holidays and little samples of things. It's just an awesome idea to have those things on hand. How many times are you going to your salon and you want to get them a really nice gift? Give that. Give something that really, truly not only will bless people, but it could end up blessing your business, them and their future endeavors. Every nail tech I go to, oh, my bag is so heavy going because it's all collagen. So I'll tell you.
You guys, it's so true. And those little samples. So like, here's how our team calls go, right? Full circle back to Laura, keeping her husband's account active. When you order anything extra than your 100 BV, it's a tax write-off. You can deduct that as marketing, as samples. And so this is one of those times where you can run orders through your downline, right? And have it on hand in order to be able to give it away. My husband and I just bought a house. I think some of you saw that. We've gone into that sales office so many times and talking to people and the different tour guides. I always have these little rose gold bags with tissue paper in them, has my business card, has the, promo card with the QR ready for them to order. And I always put an elixir, a collagen, and an ice delay in there. Sometimes I do things that have a bone broth or a hydrate stick in them. I am making these bags all the time. I mean, without fail, every single week at the beginning of the week, I've got about 50 of them. It's almost the goal of me to be able to get them out because I'm thinking if I'm not getting them out, I'm not talking to enough people. So when I go into the dentist, I give them to people. When I go into the nail place, when I go into a coffee shop, and not that I want to be running around with the samples, and I didn't used to do that with the nutrition. But the collagen is so sexy. And with this gift giving, especially, to have a bottle of wine and tie an ice light to it, figure out some ways to do that. But I want to tell you a story. And that's what I was going to leave with. And then I'll let Jess kind of say what she was going to say. I truly, truly believe with every single cell in my body, the best gift that we have is not from the nutrition and it's not from the collagen. I think the best gift we have is this opportunity, and people need money so much right now, and especially going into December and especially going into the holidays. So this was years and years and years ago. Many of you, the OGs, right, have heard this, but I was at a Starbucks and I was showing a girl that I had recently enrolled, you share, they share, you plus two, them plus two. And I was mapping out for her, showing her how to get the $450. It was with the basic weight loss pack. And she got up. And the woman behind me said, I am so sorry. I'm so rude. I didn't mean to overhear your conversation. And she said, but I heard what you were doing. And she said, is that something that I can do? And she broke down with me. This was in the holidays about how bad she needed money. And it was like, let's go. And that woman went on to make over $1,000 in about 3 weeks. In December, because she had burning desire, was so coachable, and what that was able to do for her family. That when you have people say to you, I just can't spend any extra money right now, like we're going into the holidays, like we just don't have it, we're going into the holidays. That is your biggest green light to talk about the opportunity. Because here's what I can tell you. Jessica's not worried about that right now. Jessica's thinking about who else she can give generously and anonymously to, right? Jessica's figuring out every single place from her church, from her kids' school, who she can bless because this business has paid her tenfold, right? And there was a time that I had such a scarcity mindset. I was that person that was like, I can't spend any money. No one's hiring a personal trainer. No one's hiring a nutritionist in December. I'm holding on to every penny, barely making it happen until January when I get really busy. And Isogenics taught me that that is an old way of thinking, right? And anything is possible, especially with hustle and vision and those goals. This is the time, in my opinion, to talk so boldly about the opportunity. When someone says, hey, I just can't spend money, say, you know what, just out of curiosity, how much money would it take to make this worth your while? How much money would be able to bless your family in the Christmas of your dreams? What could I do to help you to be able to say yes to those things that you're feeling like you could say no to? Do you have a minute for me to tell you a story? And use your own, talk about somebody else. Hey, you remind me of my friend Lauren. I just heard this amazing story. And if she can do it, I believe you can do it. Hey, you remind me of my friend Jessica. I would love to tell you a little bit about her journey. You know, maybe this is something that can really help your family. Hey, I know it right now, I was just talking about collagen, but I'd actually love the opportunity to tell you about what this your opportunity did for my family through the pandemic and why we're so committed to having a recession for business, putting financial walls around families. I think this is something that could really help you. When you take on a posture and you're so convicted, people are going to pay attention, especially when they need it the most. So one of my brand new girls, you guys, brand new girls that's on this call right now. And I was thinking about this because she actually said that we were talking about things. She's like, I don't know, it's just a little scary right now throughout the holidays. And I was like, let's go. And I was like, that is never coming out of your mouth again. Like, oh, how much do you need? What's our plan? We're going to rock it through December. You guys are going to hear her rank advance a couple times in December because she's like, sees what's on the table. So I'm just going to close that. You know that Jessica has been so bold that there's like myth of fourth quarter slowing down, that we're just throwing that out the window, right? We're proving the company wrong. We're going to go blazing through December, that they're going to think we thought it was January. More enrollments, more rank advancements, more lives blessed. There's many ways to do this. And both of us talk fast and we're seasoned. You guys, we're coming up on 8 years, of doing this, that if you have questions, reach out to us, reach out to Ann, to Holly, to Ann, to Kim, to Laura, to, Kisa, to Jenny. There's so many of us here that can help you and say, hey, Lauren talked about this immune flyer, like, what is she talking about? Do we have something like this? If you go into Team Wins product page, if you go into Dreamers and Cleansers and you just type in immune in search, you're going to actually be shocked about what comes up. I mean, there's a lot of things that are already there. You don't have to reinvent this, but reach out to us if you can't find it and just say, hey, I actually have a lot of people that I think would enroll with the immune and stress bundle. What would you recommend I put in there? What have you seen that's really, really successful? When you have people tell you that they can't afford this right now, just do a group message. Immediately do it. You don't have to ask permission, right? If someone said that to me, let's just say it's Laura, I would immediately introduce her to Jessica and say, Jess, I was talking to my friend Laura. She is like so blown away with this collagen. I want her to have the same transformation as Denise and all the people that we've seen. She's really worried about the cost right now. I told her she doesn't have to worry about it. We'll get it for free and plus them. Could you briefly just tell her your story, why you not only love these products, but how you've shown so many people to have like upfront bonuses and residual income? I mean, just connect people to people that they can relate to, that people can pour belief into them, that it's really, really possible. But I would say get creative with your products, get creative with your marketing, do the 11-day shred, use the products out loud. I mean, do little fun stories of how you're using the bone broth. I mean, in the winter, do you guys know how savory that is and how delicious and how healthy it is? I mean, it makes you feel good. Do, if you're Erica, a cute little reel or something on the bone broth. I mean, make protein balls. There's some great recipes like chocolate mint protein balls, while everyone else is eating cake pops and they're getting inflamed and lowering their immune system. Show them how you're quenching your sugar craving and boosting your immune system and maintaining your waistline. People are starving for these ideas. You're not annoying them. There's a lot of value. And it might take a lot of time, but if everybody in your team figured out how to make chocolate mint cake pops at home instead of going to the Starbucks line, imagine what your BV would look like. And the last thing I will tell you that was one of the biggest pushes for us is you have got to start talking to people now, because even the people that are going to enroll in January, if you are not in the forefront of their mind, somebody else is. And when they decide they're ready on January 3rd, when none of their pants fit, or on January 2nd, that's the Monday that they're going to start, or whatever story they are telling themselves, and they're finally ready, If you have not been the one posting, talking to them, following up with them, you're going to be pissed off when you see them enroll with somebody else or another company. Right? I mean, we were bold. I remember calling people on Christmas, on the 26th, and saying our New Year cleanse, our New Year, New You restart, whatever we were calling it, starts on Monday. If you don't order today, you're not going to be able to start with us. Your products have got to ship. I mean, I was taking orders literally on Christmas with this communication that it needed to be delivered so that they could start on time. You know, the worst thing that's going to happen to you, I mean, not the worst thing, but something that's going to make you not feel very, very good, is someone's on your list. They told you that they couldn't do it. You really didn't want to bug them over the holidays, and you reach out to them and you say, hey, in January, we're about to do this 11-day shred. I want you to do it with me. And they go, oh, I actually just bought this stuff from XYZ and another company. And you're going to be like, oh, right. I mean, like, it's happened to all of us, that just to have the conversation now, because even if they're not ready today, even if they're not ready on December 1st, when they decide to be ready, you want to be the person that they come to. So the education, the follow-up, the conversation has got to happen now, because I will tell you, 20 years of being in this industry, people are so impulsive. On that Monday of January 1st or that January 2nd or whatever the day is, literally people want it right then. They will purchase things that are twice as much, that do not work and taste horrible because it's impulsive. That if you don't have a President's Pack ready to drive over there, an 11-day ready to drive over there, and they don't have it on hand, they're going to walk in to a place like Weight Watchers and pay way more and eat garbage food, right? Because they can get it that day. That's what's going to happen. And just be very, very proactive in your planning. And so I'm so excited to see you all crush it. I'm excited to see you guys share, earn tons and tons of shares in the pools. And if you guys have any questions about this stuff, please reach out. I'm more than happy to chat. Do you have anything, Jess?
I mean, that was such an awesome close. If I was going to say two things, Lauren, just you inspire me so much. But I think one of the coolest things is people are magnetized by your social media, right? People are looking for what to post. We just got back from our retreat, and I've gotten a lot of messages from people that are like, I don't know what you do, or I've been watching what you do, or it looks like so much fun. And what a great group of people you've surrounded yourself with. Well, here's just some ideas. This is a month of such service that we're coming into, a season of such service. And I know we have a lot of these servant-hearted human beings that are attracted into our business. There are so many opportunities to give back. Isagenix, I got an email that they're doing a donation drop-off, that they need help in Manalapan, New Jersey. So there's a lot of Isagenix type opportunities, but you can find your own opportunities. Denise is the president of a Rotary. She could plug local people in, I'm sure, with community service. I go to a soup kitchen with my kids. There are so many ideas. Bring your team along and do something. Adopt families. And you know what? Post about it, not because you want credit, but because people are longing for the community that we have, the service mindedness that we're in. People love it. And I will tell you, this is what I truly would tell you. I truly pray that people on this team, not only do they grow their business, but they create surplus. And by surplus, I mean this. Last year, I had a girl on my team who literally had such a run. She earned an extra, like she hit her goal plus $500. And I want to tell you, this woman is remarkable, but here's what she did. She asked people, who do you know? I wanted to focus. She had been a single mom, and she wanted to focus on single moms. She said, who do you know at the holiday season is a single mom who might be going through a tough time or might be blessed by a little extra money? And here's what she did. She got 5 phone numbers of women, and she called them and she said, what's your Venmo? I'm sending you $100. You don't know me, but my friend Susie told me what an amazing woman you are. She said, you're an incredible mom. I want to bless you. I'm sending you, what's your Venmo account? And she literally while they were on the phone, ding on their phone, dropped $100 in their Venmo. And I will tell you, that's what being in this company is about. That's true joy. And you don't have to post it on your social media, but I want you to know that I'm literally praying that over every person on this team, that you might not just crush goals, you might just impact lives, but that you create such surplus that even if it's paying for the coffee in line for someone in line behind you, that you can feel what that feels like and just give with reckless abandon. And so that's one thing I just want to add, is that in the season, grab your team and say, let's go give back. Post it on social media. And by the way, people are praying for a community like ours. So do that. And then the second thing that I want to tell you is there are people right now, more than I've ever seen in my lifetime, in my mother's lifetime, as she tells me about this, there are people right now who are going into this season with so much uncertainty financially. I've never been involved in this company in a time more than when people are open to this opportunity. They're looking at what you're doing, and they're looking at their bank account, their prospects for life, and they're going, I need to find something else. I did a call for today for Summer Meyer, and this woman said the words that I was like, gosh, where were you when I started building this 8 years ago? No one ever said that. And she goes, I'm looking to make money online. I'm really searching for an online opportunity. I've looked through so many things, and I found Summer Meyer, and I just thought, that's the one. That's the opportunity that I want to build. People are looking for what we have. If you don't have your lights on, like Lauren is describing, about the products, about the opportunity, about this community, they won't know that you could be a beacon of hope and possibility for them. And I will just tell you, I have become more bold, working harder than I've ever worked. And people that know me know this notebook has been through basically the war with me. I am literally getting up early, staying up late, because people need what we have. They need it right now. And I truly believe the great disruptor is coming from these two teams. Other teams can sit back, they can take the holidays off, but we are going to grab all the high share values. We're going to literally go look at Jim and Kathy Coover in January and in YKO. And we're going to say, remember when people used to say that Q4 was slow for Isogenics? Your teams have completely disrupted that notion. It's no longer a truth that people will espouse. It's no longer a rumor that the company will never own that identity again, because you made it so. Because Q4 now became the season that made Q1 jealous. So I'm so fired up for you, Lauren. You're awesome.
I have to do this. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is what happened to us. I meant to tell this story before and I totally forgot. So on the call, they're both on here. If you guys think I'm bullshitting, and I swear to you, ask them. Christina MacArthur went back to Denver with me, and we were in Arizona, right, to work with me for a couple of days. Emily Sutherland, who's my little rock star, is here. We all went together. We went to lunch, and we were showing Chris just kind of like that there's people everywhere. So this woman walks in front of the restaurant, catches my eye. She's stunning, right? I mean, she got some work done, right? She caught my eye, great little figure. Emily's on her way out, and I said, Em, go talk to her. And she's like pregnant, you know, and kind of about to go get her daughter from the nanny. And I've shown her like what I used to do with Emily. I would just throw her into the trenches and be like, just go talk to that person. The worst case scenario, the worst case, you're never going to see them again, right? You're going to fumble over your words. That person's going to tell you to buzz off. You're never going to see them again. That's the worst case. Then you're still getting practice, right? The best case scenario, you get a great customer out of it, or you meet someone amazing. And so, you know, Chris is like, well, what are you going to say to her? You know? So I told Emily to walk up to her and say, hey, I'm in a hurry. This is Eric Worre's verbiage, right? So it gives her permission to be quick, that I'm in a hurry. I've got to go get my baby from the nanny. I couldn't help but notice you. I said, edify her, speak her up, tell her exactly what we saw. I couldn't help but notice you. You are glamorous. You are stunning. I love your pants. I love your jewelry. Like, I literally had to stop and look at you because you are incredible. You know, you just walked in here and whatever. And then I say, tell her that you have partnered with a global health and beauty company, and you are looking for people to be amazing ambassadors of a revolutionary product, right? So Emily walks up to her. She does it. The girl lights up immediately. We watched her whole demeanor change. She's like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, oh, that's so nice, right? I mean, she felt so great. And she said, when's a good time I can set up a time to chat with you? Or how can I get a hold of you? Got her number. Emily left. I never said anything to her. Chris never said anything to her. Emily texts me on Sunday and says, hey, can you get on a Zoom or whatever? And she said, FYI, it's the girl from the restaurant. And I was like, oh, good. Let's do this. I'm definitely getting on this one. I want to see what happens. She owns one of the largest publication magazines here in Denver, begging for extra income. You guys, you will hear the story later and what ends up happening to her. She said, I thought 2020 was hard. 2021, I can barely keep my doors open. And I said, how much money do you have to make this worth your time? She goes, $5,000 to $6,000 a month minimum. Like, businesses are looking for this. I got off that phone and I was like, Emily, like, let's go. Like, we're meeting her this week. And this was someone that just walked in. I mean, she caught my attention, but this is the law of attraction. When you say, I'm looking for people who are influential, who are networks, who are high money blueprint, who are driven, who are business savvy. I mean, I could have seen a gazillion other million people in that restaurant. I went right to her. Emily had the courage to do it. And we're going to change her life because people need money right now. And this is what this business does. And it will be in December. So you guys are amazing. Sorry, Jess, I had to tell that story.
Love it. Love it so much. And adore you guys. Let's do this. I mean, truly, this is just one thing. Before we close this out, let's just see if you're committed to being the great disruptors. If you're completely committed, will you just put a 10? I just want to see who I can count on, who I can call and be like, I'm Christmas shopping, but I'm enrolling the salespeople. Look at the 10s. The 10s are the great disruptors. On behalf of the Cougars, on behalf of the company, on behalf of 8 years of building this with Lauren, knowing that this is so possible, I just want to tell you all, you're a gift. I'm so grateful for each of you. Thank you for seeing the vision that we see and literally being bought so far into it that some people are putting 100,000, 10 times 10. Thank you guys all for being solid 10s and rock stars. We appreciate you so much. Laura, you're amazing. Mwah. Can't wait till you top to your first December. We'll be celebrating you. Have a great night, guys.